What's going on, everybody? Been a while since I posted here on the channel. Today just taking out a build that I haven't shown here. This is kind of a funny story. This is the GT aggressor frame, and here is a Bafang M625. So before we begin, if you could just please do me a huge favor and hit the like button. It costs you nothing and it really helps me out, and thank you guys so much. Enjoy the video. It's a funny story. I actually ordered a used BBS HD on eBay, and then what showed up, to my surprise, was a Bafang M625. And not only was it just the motor, but it was the battery, the CAN bus display, the entire kit. So I paid 300 US. I was actually going to return it, and then I kind of looked up this kit, and it was an $1,800 kit. So I kind of wanted to see what it was like, and it kind of put an end to my DIY a little bit, because this is, of course, unfortunately, one of the locked versions with the CAN bus protocol. And so that's probably why I haven't really been posting a whole lot, because I haven't been doing any DIY stuff on the channel. But I got to admit, this kit, just using it in the form that it came in, is really pretty nice. It's it sucks with the locked-in CAN bus system, but it itself, if you just use it as is, if you can get behind using this big Bafang battery, it actually is a very nice system. And yeah, for 300 bucks, I mean, I really can't go wrong. Here's the big giant Bafang battery. Put some tape over the smile emblem there. I thought it did look kind of bad. And these batteries get a lot of flack because of their size and they're ugly and whatnot, but they're actually pretty solid though. They're UL certified, which does give me some peace of mind keeping this in my condo, in my building, knowing that it's met some safety certifications. Which is nice, because even somebody like me, I'm not 100% comfortable. I don't love having lithium ion battery packs, especially like in my unit as I live in a building. But knowing that this one's met UL certification is definitely probably the only way to go for me here on out. So here I am throwing my old build, the BBS02, onto the DIY bike stand. This wooden structure has been working great. It's honestly like so good. Just throw a towel down. It took me like a couple minutes to build. So took the BBS02B off, going back into the box. Honestly, like the way I got this thing was just so strange. I have no clue what the story was. After I ordered from this eBay seller, I received the wrong product, and I messaged him about like what is this, and he just completely ghosted me. Contacted eBay customer support, and they were going to fully refund me, which was cool. I didn't know eBay would do stuff like that, but it's actually pretty legitimate. Yeah, and so I wonder like what the deal was with this. Although like some M625s like mine are proprietary, meaning that they have like the CAN bus system. It's where Bafang tried to make it so that you can only use their motors with their batteries. Which they eventually went back on. I think like the M625 was unlocked, and later versions of the M625 are now unlocked. So I think he just kind of got that one and didn't want it, and then just tried to like bait and switch sell it on eBay. But I mean, this kit is like around 1,900 bucks, so I just decided to go with it. So anyways, here I am throwing on the cables. See that little thin cable there? That's actually the one that carries the CAN bus protocol. It's a pretty bad design, because if you don't have that signal coming from that little CAN bus wire there, the whole system won't work. So if that little tiny gauge wire gets clipped or broken, your e-bike won't work until that's repaired. And I've even tested trying running it without that cable connected. And of course, as everyone wants to know, try using a different battery. And I did get an error code 53. So it's confirmed this version of the M625 won't work without that signal coming from the battery. Against this, you can see up in the top of the screen there, I routed all the cables like the CAN bus and the power through this like conduit material just to add some protection. And here I'm kind of showing a chain guard that I 3D printed, and this bolts onto the down tube, and it actually works so well. Like the chain never comes off. I could add the files to the video description if anybody wants it, but it's very specific to my bike dimensions. So you'll likely have to edit it, but message if you want that down below. So here I am mounting on the chain ring, and the chain ring was actually quite nice. Disconnecting the old connectors, taking off the crank arms, nothing new here. Just throwing them onto the new crank arms that came with the kit. Tightening them down. This one here with the crank arms, you really want to use Loctite because I found that they always kind of come loose after a while. And this is never fun here, those main chain rings, especially with that little tool that they include. It's always so hard to get a good spot to get leverage on it. The socket is so expensive though, so just kind of make it work. Here's the battery originally. It has this lock system on it, right? And I kind of had a lot of issues with that because you can't remove the key unless it's locked. So if you just wanted to put it on the bike and not lock it, the key has to stay in. Frustrating part is that they use security Torx, which were nested so deep inside the holes of the lock that you can't just use a regular security Torx bit. I actually had to go and buy these security Torx Allen keys. So keep that in mind if you want to do that yourself. Anyways, so I was pretty excited, as you can tell, to get out on the trail with it. I think I was in my Crocs the first time I tried it out. But this thing is honestly just... it's so awesome. Like everybody, it's essentially a BBS HD. So I'm probably late to the game here, but the whole system, especially for 300 US, is just like unbelievable. There's so much torque, so much power. I think like the top speed I've ever hit on this bike was like 60 something kilometers an hour, and like just crazy amounts of bottom end torque. This day on this trail in this provincial park here, I was just absolutely brutalizing this bike, going through mud. It was flicking up on my head and everything, just getting the motor caked with mud, going through thick snow uphill. And I've never encountered once a time where the motor just doesn't have torque. Like if anything, every time pretty much the wheels just start spinning out. So it's really got, as much torque as you can imagine. But the only downside with this kit is that it's locked, right? So if that battery ever dies or you ever want to do some tweaking, you can't really. I mean, there's a Bafang best programming tool, which you can use to modify the settings, but it's like $180. I actually even received firmware from Bafang, like a firmware update to unlock the CAN bus protocol. So if anybody has a Bafang best programming cable and they have the M625, I'd love for somebody to try it out, just because I'm not really willing to spend $185 just to see if it works. But it would be great to unlock the protocol on this so it can use any battery or DIY batteries. But for the meantime, I'm not complaining. And I'm glad to have this video out finally. It's been kind of a mess making this one. We always kind of think you're going to start off making the video real clean and with all your folders organized, and then they just turn into giant messes, and you're happy to have them over. But I apologize for the delay in uploading here. But now that this is over, I got some new projects on the way. I'm actually going to be trying out some RC stuff. I've always wanted to try that. And so we're going to be 3D printing an RC car. So tune in, and thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a great day.